It says that we are live. Good morning. It shouts in the house here. Hi, Lynn. It's good to see you. I hope that you guys will come over. And I don't know how to paste this in the... Lynn, will you do something for me? Good morning, Steve. I'm going to put this link in your Facebook. And will you come in? Because I am not used to this. Hold on one second here. There, I put it in your Facebook, Lynn, so that maybe I can get you to come on in. This is our last Friday free for all, and oh, I see. I think I got it figured out. There's Lynn. Good morning. I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Oh dear. He said he'll be back. Okay, who's coming over? I'm actually going to try to bring you all over.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
I think I finally figured out how to bring people over. This is our last Friday free-for-all, so Bert wanted me to do it. And
Right.
so I'm trying to bring everybody over, whether they want to be or not.
Okay.
Here we got Steve. There's Elizabeth. Oh, good. Debbie's not coming. So, what's been going on in everybody's life this week?
Well, I got my website sort of done.
Did you? On sites?
Yep. I got to put content on it, but I got it all set up.
I've got 2 pieces of content on, but it still doesn't look the way I want it to look.
Yeah, I figure, it's progress. You can keep tweaking it after.
Yeah. So, you're going to start putting some content out today?
I am hoping to, working on the About page, and I have one blog I want to write. So we'll see how I get done with that today.
Cool.
But I did have one problem. Does anybody know what that open graph thing is in the Facebook where you're setting it up under the SEO part?
Okay, yeah. Lynn, do you know anything about that?
You know, I'm going to bow out on that one because I'm not familiar enough to talk about it.
That's where I got a little bit. I got everything else done except for that Facebook tab.
Mm-hmm.
You mean your fan page being on there?
Well, I got the fan page, all that. The first page where you put in all your links to all your social media sites.
Oh.
And then there's like another tab that has just Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google Plus. But the Facebook one has this thing that says Open Graph, and then it wants an image. I don't know what that image is supposed to be. And
I think that if they grab the correct picture when you post.
is that like my picture?
No, the picture to your blog post.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Leanne, do you know anything about the open graph thing? I'm going to try to put some earphones in. I have this dog on my lap.
Is he joining the conversation?
You what?
Is the dog joining the conversation?
Yeah, she's listening, all right. She doesn't ever get off my lap.
My dog's the same way.
They're wonderful.
Yes, they are. But boy, does he need his lovin's in the morning.
She needs it all day long. She's the ultimate lap dog. Leanne, are you there? I'm gonna.
Leanne's muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Do you know anything about the open graph thing?
The open graph thing, I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Elizabeth?
It's the when you're setting up your SEO in the Yoast on your site's website, and you set up all your social media links, which I did, and then there's tabs for Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Google. But the Facebook one has this thing where it wants to set up Open Graph. It has a place to put an image, a description, and stuff, but I don't know what picture or what I'm supposed to put there.
Does it give you an upload function?
Yeah, it says upload image, and then there's like two things, and then you have to have an admin, so I added the admin. It's just like a whole bunch of little different things on that page that I don't understand, and I really don't know what Open Graph is.
Yeah,
So,
you could, I don't really know the answer to your question, but what you could do is you could try to upload whatever picture you want to from your computer, and then see, kind of play around with it is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I just hope
And see what
somebody can
happens,
tell me what is it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll try
maybe
that.
do a Google search on it, see what comes up.
Yeah, I tried that and I got a bunch of weird stuff. Anyway, I'll look some more and see what I can figure out, but that was the only thing that was sort of confusing to me. Everything else made sense, and in the training, Rob Ford kind of just skirted over that.
Are you in the
yeah.
are you in the Blitz group?
No. Just the training that he did for sites, for the SEO, to set up the Yoast.
Maybe ask in the MLSP group. Somebody could probably tell you there.
Yeah, I'll try that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I keep trying to think back though. It seems like they said something about when you post to Facebook, it grabs a certain photo.
It says something. There's not really good directions. That'll be something good for us to do create a training once we figure it out to help other people.
Definitely. Clive, I'm trying to bring you over, and it's not letting me. Shouldn't I be able to copy and paste this, Lynn?
Yeah, yes, or up on your menu on the right side, if you click on the link, I think it's 2 or maybe 3 links over from the left side of that little menu bar, where you bring up the names of the people you have.
Yeah.
They have a green X next to their name. You click on that green X, and that's what.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it, but it's not bringing Clive.
Not working? Okay.
Sometimes it doesn't, right?
It may be. I've never quite figured it out, but yeah, it's not. It doesn't always work, and it may be a function of bandwidth, either on your end or his end. I don't know. Never quite figured the answer to that.
Now, Steve had a message, a question yesterday in the group about clipping magic. Did you do you know what that is now, Steve?
Yeah, I think I figured it out. I come to the webinar late, and then when I saw the end of the webinar, they talked about it. So the only question I have yet is, does it cost to join? Is it free? That kind of thing.
It's $3.99 a month.
Okay.
And then if you don't use as many, if you don't cut out as many pictures as you're allowed in that month, then you get credit for the next month. And that's what Bert was talking about. He's got a whole bunch of credits, so he's willing to share them with us.
Oh, okay.
So he said don't buy it, to contact him if you need to cut something out.
Okay, sounds good.
He'll get you into it.
Thanks.
I'll try again, Mario. He says he keeps getting booted out. And now, well, there we go. Anybody else think of anything that we want to talk about? What do you think about this new format that Bert's doing with focusing on one thing at a time for the week?
I think it's wonderful.
I think we'll really get into some nitty-gritty of things, don't you?
Yeah, I do believe that is what this will do for us.
Yeah, I think it's great too.
It's going to be real focused, and I like that.
Mm.
Do you have any more questions, Steve, about things?
Well, just a kind of a statement. I've been trying to build up leads, and I must be doing something wrong because I'm not getting any real leads. I've got like maybe 2 or 3 for this last week, and I've been doing the 555, and also Ron Lalonde has a what he does is, it's kind of like what Bert says. New people, he goes in there and asks them how to, or he finds somebody, and then he private messages them with something that they have in common, just something quick, and leaves a question in there for them to hook up or something like that, and then do 30 of those a day. So I combine the two efforts, and I don't know, I'm still not where I think I should be with the lead generation part of it, and so consequently I feel like I'm falling behind, because that's the number one thing.
Well, that's something you should never feel. You can't compare yourself and where you are to anybody else.
Okay.
I'm going to mute you, Clive.
If you're getting at least 3 leads, you're doing pretty dang good. That's a great start.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, you should celebrate that and keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing that. Thanks for that. I'm trying to get 3 a day, and it's been like 3 a week.
But that's really awesome.
Okay.
It is. It's very awesome. Have you got your autoresponder set up and everything?
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, I got a text from one of the guys that signed into, or gave me his email through one of my ads, and he wanted to know why he was getting the emails, and so at least I had contact with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work out, because he's got a brick and mortar business. He's like a truck driver, so I just offered that up to him, from an offline perspective, and if he was interested to just give me a shout, or else take him out of my database. So that was encouraging a little bit.
Lynn got a good one the other day. Some guy joined his list, and then he got a nasty unsubscribe.
The guy didn't even unsubscribe. He just sent the nastygram. Okay. He joined my list, and he got 2 emails from me. One was the introductory email, and then it was, why the F am I getting these emails, spam messages? I'm going, okay, you just joined the list. What did you expect? It's funny.
Yeah, I don't think they know what happens. That they really, they joined the list. That's why all this has happened.
But you know what, Steve, your struggle is not uncommon. We all have the same struggle, and I've talked to several people that are, they're experiencing the same thing. This is a tough business, and you just got to keep kissing a lot of frogs till you find some princes. And if you keep digging in these groups, sooner or later you're going to find a group that you resonate with, that you connect with some people. You got to keep trying it. I call it like ice fishing. We're going out in the middle of the winter on a lake that's frozen over solid, and we stick our line down, we drill a little hole in the ice, and we stick our line in, and we wait for a while and see if we catch something. If not, we get up and we walk to another spot on the ice, and we drill a hole and we stick our line in, and you just keep trying until you find a hole that's producing.
Okay.
If you're getting 2 or 3 solid leads a week, you're on your way, buddy. You really are. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to do that, and I'm focusing on Facebook, one thing at a time, and and to get names, when I start looking for new names, I search Google for like the top MLMs.
Yeah.
And then because I figure they've been around a while and they're not going to fold at any minute. And then I go into there, pick one, go into there, and then start talking to the people who are commenting on various articles within there.
Great. That sounds like a great approach.
And the other thing I'm thinking about trying today is maybe go for the worst MLMs, or the MLMs that recently went bankrupt, and see if I can see if they give me access to, like members and stuff, and because those guys are going to be looking for something to do, And I don't know if that's a good tactic to do or not, but I'm going to look into it today, see what happens.
How many of you guys use Twitter for lead
I'm
generation?
I'm just on Twitter. I have posted a couple of times. I put a couple of ads on there. That's all I've done.
I just have my Twitter go from Facebook, and sometimes I post, but I'm not a huge Twitter person. But I use it.
Bill Moore yesterday found this awesome thing that I want to get in and learn more about. It's called Twitter Twitlead, I think. If you go over on my Shouts for the House fan page, or Shouts in the House, I'm not running for office anymore, so it's not Shouts for the House. If you go over on my fan page, at the top, I need 2 more people to opt in. It's free before I can get in and really dig into it. And then I'll be doing videos on it, like Lynn says. I grab hold of something and then start doing videos on it.
One thing I found, and I haven't been all the way through this yet, but Ron Lalonde he's got a lot of stuff on Twitter.
Mark, you mean?
Mark, I'm sorry. And some of those are in the back office, and some are, on his blog. But he really gets deep into Twitter and Periscope. It's the most I've seen so far.
Yeah, I know he does. He's really into it. Okay, Clive, talk to me.
Hey, I just want to comment on what you were saying, Steve, about approaching those MLM companies. I think it's a great idea, and definitely, and this again is a Mark Lalonde strategy, those newer MLMs and the less well-known ones are less targeted by anyone else. So that's a very good strategy to take. And also, just bear in mind when you're doing it, you don't want to go in there mentioning anything about what you're doing. You want to go in there commenting, and I'm not sure if you covered this, but you want to, like when you first introduce yourself to them or make a comment from something that you've seen on their profile that you've got a common interest with, or at least know something about. So you've taken the time. It takes a bit longer, but you go there, find something, and then make a comment on that. And you want to strive to be not the first person to bring up what you do, however long that takes. So and always end your interaction with a question, so you've got them coming back to you. So and so you want to go out and you're doing your 30 contacts a day. You're not going to see, if you have it in your mind that you're not going to see a result for at least 3 weeks, but if you do that consistently, I can assure you're going to start getting leads after that. And now you've got your autoresponder set up. As soon as they ask you, say, well, what do you do? So actually, I cover all that on my newsletter. What's your best email? I'll shoot it over to you, and leave it like that. So and you want to leave the intrigue there, because as soon as you start saying what you do, then they're making a decision in their mind instantly whether they're interested or not, even if they could possibly be down the track.
Okay, that sounds good. I want to, here's what I say. Tell me if it's going down the wrong path. I do what you say, Clive, and there are also some that I put in there that, I'm a retired military vet trying to write a new chapter in my life in the MLM business. What MLM are you part of?
I wouldn't do any of that. I wouldn't do any of that. Straight away, you're giving them too much information, then there's no curiosity factor in there at all. But if you're purely going in there as someone that wants to meet them, and the fact that you know that they are involved in MLM, you want to keep the fact that you know. So you were sort of almost being sneaky. You don't want them to know that you know, if you know what I mean.
Okay. I know what you mean, yeah.
So go in there and find something that you can comment on. Hey, whether it's a football team that they follow, or they got a cute dog, or whatever, or their family picture, comment on that, and never mention anything. You want them to ask you what you do. You don't want to be the first one to ask, what do you do?
Okay.
And it's that people are curious. They'll come and check out your profile to try and figure it out. And the fact that we're taught through MLSP not to have any notification or anything about what we're doing as far as our MLM on our profile, obviously you can do something like that. Even on your Facebook page, you want to keep it sort of under the radar so that there's the curiosity factor, so that you want them to come back to you, and this is where the attraction comes. The moth to the flame. The moth doesn't know why it's heading to that light, but it's almost irresistible that they need to come and find out, well, what the hell is Steve on about? Why? And then they'll actually ask you, and that's when you can say, lead them into your newsletter, because again, you want to be vague. And it's deliberately vague. You're not being just being obnoxious. You've got there's a strategy behind it, and that's where you can say, no, I share all that information and all my contact details on my newsletter. If this appeals, send us your best email, and I'll shoot it right over to you. And that works really, really well.
So should I? I've got what MLSP is, and what we do as part of my about page in the mission section of the work section. Should I delete that then?
Not necessarily. But you don't have to be specifically again mentioning MLSP as such. I would go to the likes of the Ray Higdons and even Bert, and that you'll find that there's no mention of it anywhere. And so do what the leaders do and have that intrigue there. Now there's Mark Lalonde actually just last night was going through the steps. So these 4 rules is like, don't let on what you do initially, which we've already covered that. So pick something from their profile page, and then end every interaction with a question. So you're always getting them to come back to you, and never be the first one to bring up what you actually do.
Okay.
Right. What Clive said is, you'll hear Bert say, "Come check out the system I use."
Yeah.
He never says what that system is, or click the link below to see, more about what the system is I use.
But even then, you've got to be wary, because you don't know what their pain is. They might, So the first thing you want to do is try and establish that, because you might be sending them in the wrong direction. Because until it's like they're going to the doctor and he's going to start writing out a prescription. You've all heard that cliche. Was, well, what are you giving me the prescription for when you haven't even asked what my ailments are?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying, the vague part. You never say, "Oh, come check out MLSP." If you're interested.
Oh, I'm with you. Yes, exactly.
System I use, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, exactly. So if you try and keep that curiosity factor up as long as you can, until you can define their pain point, and then you can, as soon as they, oh, you're an MLSP too, an MLM too, because you already knew that, and then you can say, how are you going for lead generation, or how do you generate your leads? And then they'll come, oh, no, that's my biggest gripe. And then you say, yeah, it sucks. I remember when I used to have to chase friends and family around and ended up in the No Friends Club. And then I found this system, In fact, I'm going to a training tonight. There's a free webinar. Do you want to join me?
Sure.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Mario?
Yeah, to me, I agree with what Clive says. You build curiosity, but the other thing you want to do is you want to keep emphasizing the solution provider. In other words, everything you post on purpose is that you have a solution and you can provide them with a solution for whatever their needs are. I jot down, I was a mortgage banker, I would write down why a person decided to come to me and my partner versus anybody else. There's mortgage guys all over the place. So, it's kind of interesting. So I would take the top 10 things, and then I would sit there and write, this is what I do. So I know I target all 10 pains, as I call it. And that's what I would put on my summary, or I would put on my Facebook page. I would not say I'm MLSP. I would say I use tools that will help you generate leads, help you build a team, make it duplicatable.
I agree.
Okay. That makes sense.
This way they go to you and they say, hey, why are you doing this? Or what do you do? How can you help me?
Right.
Instead of chasing, like Clive says, I don't even want to talk to my family members, and them drive me nuts. So whatever.
I have one more question. Thanks for all the input. I'm going to do that. and it's kind of as a newbie on Facebook. You know, you have the comment section, and I've been putting ads in there, and I also see the status updates. Is that something that that is different than writing in the comment section and then posting? I mean, does that go out to more people or faster or anything, or is it the same thing?
Your status update will go out to your friends and also people that are following you with that they push the follow button but they're not friends. They will see your status updates. And if there's a lot of comments and interaction on it, more people will see it.
Okay. Do I type in the comment box then and then click status update, or what is the step-by-step thing on how to provide a status update? I looked in Facebook help and it wasn't really too helpful.
If you're on your profile, wherever you comment is starting a new comment, it's the same thing. That's a status update. But if you're on someone else's profile and they've made a status update, then you comment on under there. That's a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
So if I'm on my profile page, I just go in and write in the comment section and publish. I don't have to click status update or anything?
No, you don't have to.
No.
Okay.
Lynn, you look like you want to say something.
Well, it sounded to me like we were confusing two issues here, because there's the personal profile, and there's the fan page or business page or whatever you want to call it. Now, if you look at your personal profile, that says status update. If you look at the home page or you look at that, it says update status. If you look at your fan page or business page, it says write a comment or write something. There's comments, I believe.
Yes.
But at any rate, they're fundamentally the same thing, but they're coming from different places. Now remember, when you post on your personal page, it's not true that all your friends and everybody who's followed you is going to see that post. Typically, somewhere between 5 and 10% of your friends actually see any post that you make. And that's determined by Facebook and this thing they call EdgeRank. And somebody might understand EdgeRank, but I certainly don't. But only a small percentage of your friends actually see your post. And that's the whole purpose of posting from a fan page, because if you post from a fan page, now you can boost the post and you can get it in front of more of the people who are, quote, your fans, end of quote.
Okay. Should I share that once I post it? I've done that a few times too. Or because I post it, that's passive, right? I have to wait till they come to look at it, right? Or do they get an announcement or a message that said Steve has posted, on his profile or whatever, or on his fan page?
Facebook is playing a game with you. They want your money. So when you post on your fan page, they don't show it to all your fans. They want you to boost it and give them some money so they'll show it to more of your fans. Now, sharing, yes, absolutely. If you post on your fan page, you should share to your personal profile. And one of the things by sharing to your personal profile is it will help drive people back to your fan page also.
Okay.
I would also share. Now, I'm not going to tell you what you should do. Let me tell you what I do instead. Okay. When I put up my morning coffee with Len video, it goes on my fan page. Then I share it to my personal profile. Then I have 2 or 3 friends like Bob Miller who have agreed that I can post that to his page every day. So I post it to his personal profile, to his page. Then I have a number of different groups that I post into, work from home groups, MLM groups, etc. I share it to those groups. And so I'm distributing it pretty widely. So that's what I'm doing. Now, you probably want to do something similar. You want to distribute whatever you're doing, assuming that it's valuable content. You want to distribute it as widely as you possibly can. You want to get it in front of as many people as you can. And remember, if you're doing Facebook, there are two things you ought to be doing if you can afford it. And I'll put the if you can afford it, though many people are in this business because they're struggling for money. But you ought to be running likes campaigns to your fan page all the time. And even if you're only if you can spend a few dollars a day getting people to like your page and then share your content to your fans. Does that all make sense? And does anybody disagree with anything I said?
No, I don't disagree, but if you can get engagement on your status update, Facebook will show it to more people if it's engaging.
But the only way you get engagement is get it in front of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Catch-22.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you know what you do? One thing I've done is, you pick out a couple good leaders, and you on them. I don't know if you call it hashtag. What's the one when you highlight the person's name?
Yeah, it's a hashtag.
And the other one. I mean, I may go on to the person's name and take his full name and then take out his last name and just have it's in bold.
Yeah, it's
I forget what the heck they call it. But Steve, in other words, when you respond to somebody, if
tag.
you reply, and yeah, it's a tag. It's a form of a tag. I'm not sure what they call it. But that way you get engagement. Like Len says, let's say, I don't know, Clive responds to something on your post, and then you want to respond to Clive. The other trick I noticed is if you hit reply, it goes underneath. If you make a comment instead, right on the comment part, it will kick up your post back up to the front of your screen and feeder. Have anybody else noticed that? You know the subtle difference that I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, the more interaction on the post, the higher on the page feed that it rises.
Also, what I'm saying is, in other words, if I want to say Clive responded to me and I hit reply to Clive, it's right underneath that. It's like
so you're replying to an individual comment as opposed to the initial comment.
Right. What I do is I go to the comment because I notice if I respond to you directly, it doesn't push me up. But if I do the comment in general, even though I talk about it and I tag you, it will push me up.
I had not noticed that.
I guess it's a complete glitch, or not a glitch, but I think it's their way of programming.
The algorithm.
Yeah.
But it's also it's an interesting point because also going back to what Steve was originally saying about when you're actually interacting with people. So if you go to say an Eric Worre's page and you want to build relationships with people, you can reply to the individual comments on the post that way, so that you're not replying to the group as such. You've replied to that individual's comment, so then you can start interacting with that individual person. So it's a very good tip there, Mario.
Yeah, that's I try to do at least 10 to 20 a day.
Yeah.
10 in the morning, 10 at night, and before you know it, you got 100 people by the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to turn around and say, they're going to like that you noticed their statement. And it's not creepy, it's like that's why I like about Len's post in the morning when he has it. You get in a routine, it's like you say, I'm going to wake up and get coffee. I know that I'm going to every day see Len's coffee chat. And, I look forward to it, I look at it, and boom, I read it, I listen to it, and, you get used to it. It's a routine. Everybody in this, in the world gets routine. They like that.
Yeah. And the thing to remember,
I was going to say, what was a hashtag again? Is that when I reply to somebody and a hashtag and put like Brian's name or Ron's name or something? Or
no, a hashtag is you use the pound sign and then like.
I thought it was a @ sign.
Well, the @ sign tags somebody, and that's on a fan page at a name, and that tags the person, and that person then gets a notification that you've tagged them. So you do want to be careful with that because people don't like to be tagged in posts all the time. You want to be really careful using tags.
Okay.
So you do not @ sign the person's name.
unless you're sure you want them to get a notification that you've tagged them. So, for example, if I'm doing a video and I mention somebody by name in the video, I might tag them because I want them to see the video and see that their name has been mentioned. But you just don't want to tag people at random.
Yeah, they get upset.
People off. Yeah.
I mean,
So if I'm a third party and I click on that tag, will I go to that person's website or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's the purpose of the hashtag, is to get you so that it only it's a keyword. It's almost like on a blog. It's you have a keyword.
Okay.
If I have foreclosure expert, that's one of my specialties. So if you click on foreclosure expert in the blog, you'll probably see me. If you have hashtag foreclosure expert, it would be exclusively somebody like me who uses that hashtag.
But
That's the
you don't
difference between a tag and a. Go ahead. Go ahead, Wood. I'm sorry.
but you hashtag the name of the person.
No.
Yeah, but like Len said, it's protocol. I mean, I never hashtag anybody until I DM them and ask them, can I talk to you or whatever.
But
like if I'm gonna,
but the hashtag establishes a secondary thread of conversation.
Yeah, it does.
yes.
Now that we've completely
Confused.
messed with your head.
You're successful.
Well, I mean, just, be careful. If you talk to people, some people are going to get offended. Some people are going to get offended that you breathe. I mean, as long as you don't, tag everybody in the world. I hate it when I get multiple tags. I wake up in the morning and I see I'm tagged all over the place and I don't even know the people. They're just using my leads and my followers to, solicit their business. Especially when it's, guys flashing money.
Yeah, you want to be careful about tagging people.
Okay.
But the thing was, when you talking about your prospecting, Steve, is that you got to remember, like when you're going to those networking groups or on say networking celebrities pages where you're looking to create or establish relationships with those people, you got to remember they are more than 95% likely to be in a similar situation or worse, because they haven't found the education platform that we have. So they are going to be grateful that, wow, someone's liked what I said and even taken the trouble to comment on it. So that's when they get excited and they're going to come check you out. So that's the purpose of doing it. So you don't need to worry about tagging them or hashtagging. I wouldn't even worry about it at this stage. Just go and start commenting and creating conversations, genuine conversations, and nothing about business. And it sounds almost like, well, how does that work? You'll be surprised, because the fact that it's strategic, they are in our niche, even though they don't realize we know that. By talking to them, and when they come back and see your page, they will ask you about your business. And that's what the whole idea is here. We're raising curiosity and letting them become aware that you exist. So that's all you're doing here is, and I think Amber Lee has a good word, and Diane Hockman, they says that you're activating people, because so now that they are actually aware that you exist, because yesterday they didn't, because you've commented and liked on their page. And that's how it's very slow at first. So if you get in your mind that nothing's going to happen for the first month, but if you do it consistently, all of a sudden you're going to have that momentum starting to grow. It's like planting seeds. Not everyone's going to germinate, but if the farmer goes and plants the seeds today and goes to the paddock tomorrow and says, well, where's all the plants? This is a scam. I'm out of here. You would never have anything to eat. But if you take the mentality that every seed, some are going to get eaten by birds, some are going to fall on the rocks, but some will germinate. And the more you do, the more chances are you're going to have people coming to you, but and in the right way. So if you're just going to look at genuinely meeting people, that's all you got to do. This is essentially what all marketing is growing your warm market, because they're all cold leads until we warm them up. And so the first step is to activate them, and then we get them onto our newsletter, and there we can start growing the relationship with the view of creating a long-term client down the road. But initially, our sole purpose is just to activate them, to make them aware that we exist.
Have you ever
Okay.
tried this? Have you all ever tried this before?
Try
When
what? Oh,
Here it comes. Here it comes. When you respond or comment to someone's post in a group, and when you make your comment or whatever it is, you sign it with @ the name of your fan page. It's kind of like a signature, whereas when they click on that @ whatever it is, it takes them to your fan page.
yeah, I've done that with. There's been a few sort of syndication groups that sort of promote that activity. I don't know if I do that to a random person because it's almost, to me, seems spammy. And then again, straight away, it's letting them know what I do, and I don't want that. I want them to come and track me down on purpose because they think, well, I'm a nice guy because I commented on there and like what they said, and they'll take that as because that's a personal thing. So it's all about that relationship thing. Business is going to come or not down the track, but the whole purpose of this is purely to get to know a new person, because I don't know if they can help. I can help them. They may be able to help me. So I don't know that yet because I don't know them. So I'm not going to make any assumptions. All I want to do is engage them, let them know I exist and that I'm a real person and I'm genuinely interested in them, not trying to sell them anything.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's an analogy to? You go to get a cup of coffee at your local coffee place, and I'll say hello to somebody. Let's say they're wearing a silly Patriots jacket, and that's the team that I dislike. So I'll say, "How you doing?" And you just build up a friendship. I wouldn't probably have my hashtag name on my shirt saying Mario Finkbeiner or my website. So it's the same thing. You just say hello. Steve, when you pick somebody, don't you have certain things that you find interesting, like subjects and topics?
I did that one day, and the second day I went into a group where there was like 40 or 50 people asking for more info about this one opportunity, and I went to them, and also that's when those were the ones I said, hey, I'm looking for an MLM, which I won't do again, but
no, but I mean, let's say, do you like something specifically? Like, I'm into science, so I love talking to people about science. So if I see a comment that somebody sounds like they're a mathematician or science, I would relate to that. So I try to pick 10 people a day on a niche that I like or that I find interesting and build a rapport.
So yeah, I do. I mean, I'm a space guy, satellite guy by trade. But those guys are usually just working for a company and not MLMers. So I'm wondering if that would work, or if I could find some leads that way too.
Definitely, because those people, you don't know, they might be hating life. They might be sick of being stuck in that corporate role and looking for a way out, but they don't know one exists. So if you have that attitude, just getting to know them, then that might come up in conversation. So, I mean, and the thing to remember too is that if you wouldn't say it to the person as in that coffee bar situation to their face, then don't say it on Facebook. And it's a simple rule. If you wouldn't do it in a social setting in real life, then don't do it on Facebook. And because people sometimes tend to think they've got to do something weird and do something different than how they would interact in real life. But if you just follow those simple rules rules of engagement, then you shouldn't have a problem.
Okay.
But you can, like in the search bar, you could say people who are interested in, say, Network Marketing Pro and science or space, and see who comes up, things like that, and then talk to them. And then you can, I do it, people who like Network Marketing Pro and parrots, believe it or not, I get a heap of my contacts like that. So I go and talk to them about parrots, knowing full well that they're also interested in network marketing, and I know that that's going to come up in conversation sooner or later. But they'll bring it up when they're ready, not when, and if as soon as if they start pitching you, I just straight away just say, invite them to my newsletter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I fill in a comment about the corporate people too? There's a pro and a con. The pro is over 50% of Americans are scared shitless because they're not going to be able to retire, and they know it. retirement plans are in deep doo-doo, and many people don't even have one, and if they have one, it's not adequate. But the con, and you can play that, you know, but the con is you've got someone who doesn't know network marketing exists, and now you have to sell them the whole concept of network marketing before you can begin to talk to them. But so, you know, there's a pro and there's a con of digging in those kinds of places. But the pro is many of those people are scared because they want to retire. They're 50 years old, and they're 10, 15 years from retirement, and they know they're in trouble.
Hey, guys, we're coming up on an hour.
Yeah, we got to go.
Thanks for all the help.
Did you see, speaking of football, my Green Bay Packers pulled off a Hail Mary last night that I've never seen before. Woo-hoo!
That was a great game. However, I'm a Vikings fan, so I don't know.
Well, the Packers are safe for another game anyway.
That's true.
That was a Doug Flutie play.
Yeah, it was.
I thought you were on my webinar, Chris.
Well, I got in at the second half because they were down 20-0.
Really?
And they turned it around, and there was no time left on the clock. Rodgers threw a Hail Mary, and the other Rodgers caught it, and they won the frickin' game.
Wow. One of those, huh?
It was awesome. Okay, you guys, any last words?
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for all the help.
Thanks.
Hey, guys, thank you so much for coming today.
Sorry,
It was a
discussion. Thanks, Chris.
It was a good discussion, and I'm so glad you guys jumped over here to help me out. And we start the new format 7 a.m. next week, and I'm going to be the interviewer every Friday, so that'll be fun.
So you're not doing the Thursday one anymore?
So I'm not doing the Thursday one anymore. I'm now going to be the interviewer on Friday, Free-for-All Friday.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I love you
What
guys.
will Thursday be?
What, honey?
Bye, y'all.
What will take place on Thursday?
I don't know what he's doing on Thursday. I can't remember now.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great one, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.